Good morning everyone, my name is Taraka and we are here to present you about the group presentation Management and Business Context Assessment Item 2 from the case study of meeting global and local needs at Siemens. Let's move on to the introduction part. The globalization. The globalization defined as the process and the direction towards the greatest independence and mutual awareness among economical, social, cultural and political nations in all around the world. And also I can say that the globalization can be considered as a two-way process where the countries are coming and getting the benefits from the globalization and they are moving to their home countries. And also the countries and the nations and the companies are well powerful in all factors, like they are well rich in economical, social, cultural and political. And also I can say that those countries and the companies are well independent and they are being benefited from the globalization. With reference to the case study of the Siemens, the global Siemens business is not productive in design, develop and distribution of products in all around the countries, and that mainly because of due to the they are not dealing with the customers directly and they are not align with the customers' requirements, because the customer is the main important thing in the business. So the customers' preferences will be changing time to time. Likewise, those products doesn't meet the exact requirement of the customer. And so the business specialists in the Siemens, they are now doing research and R&D, and specialists are finding new ways of improving the quality of business, quality of work and quality of products. Let's move on to the contextual factor of organization in the case of Siemens. As the contextual factor, the production that is not being efficient, and because they are running out of resources, plus they are making huge losses due to use of traditional methods, because they are not using the newest technology. Plus our recommendation is to use economics of scales, where the business can gain a lot of profits from making huge quantities with use of technology. Plus the production doesn't meet the requirements of clients, because the Siemens do what they want, because they are not aligned with the customers' needs and the requirements. At the moment, the Siemens is running out of resources such as financial, IT, HR and infrastructure. So they have to get some resources from all other business, or they need to go for some partnerships or collaborations. And there are some issues with the latest technology as well, and with the supplies because the supply is main important thing, because he's the one who giving the raw materials, because in the market there are so much of suppliers being giving low quality raw materials for a higher price. So Siemens have to they need to focus on those things as well. When going to the markets, the price variation is due to the fluctuation of foreign currency, and also the changes in consumers' preferences and the cultures will be affected by the global business of Siemens. The Siemens is losing market shares due to bad quality service, plus they are not dealing with the client directly, and and also they need to be much of a relationship between the customers, because currently the relationship is very much poor. According to the Cheng Yuan 2017 case study, they found that it must to develop in individual groups as the market factors such as political, social, economical, cultural are changing rapidly. So it will help to enhance your strength between different borders, countries, companies, in order to get the main core benefit from the globalization. The correct way of globalization allows you to business to get the benefit from the logistics facilities, supply. So if you are getting the main benefit from the logistics facilities, the whole supply chain will be powerful, and also the correct way, the globalization improves the communication technology, IT infrastructures and production capabilities if you are doing the right thing at the right moment with other companies and with other nations. And also, according to Sivakumar and Roy, they found that the NPD, the new product development, is mainly associated with the globalization and digitalization. So it will help you to gather fresh ideas, creative ideas, where it can lead for greater innovations. So indirectly, that will help to increase the demand for the goods and to enhance the market share of Siemens. Thank you.
My name is Pong Pisa. Now let's talk about the alternate business practices which Siemens should adapt to its business performances. And the first business practices that we are going to talk about is suggested by Kerr. It suggests that business should adapt a business model to suit location and its requirement, utilizing local and global network, and carefully select and manage partnership. A multinational company like Siemens that continuously expand into other countries need to take the location and requirement to set up and operate into consideration, because there will always be a barrier like geographical or legal that slow the performance down. And by using both the local and global network to increase the presence of to both existing and potential clients, instead of relying on one network and disregard another. Partnership in business is tricky because one side may underperform or unable to fulfill the agreed upon contract. It will cause Siemens performance to decrease as well unless partnership is carefully selected after much consideration and managed properly. Now let's move on to the next business practices. In globalization, the more business expand, the distance are created between supplier, manufacturer, distributor, and thus increasing the cost and time that required for the product to be made. Not to mention the after-sales services that Siemens has to provide to clients. Perhaps forming a partnership with local businesses will allow Siemens to utilize the facility as one of the supply chain, or allowing the local businesses to become the official representative of Siemens if it is too unprofitable to establish the supply chain facility in the area by itself. And moving on to the third business practices, it is about supply chain risk management that could improve the performance of supply chain integration. Operating business in global scale will always involve risks like natural disaster, accidents, implication with local legal system, bad partnership. Thus, risk management is required to prevent or at least mitigate the damage and ensure the uninterrupted flow of the supply. It's a risk management process like risk identification, contingency program, and evaluation of supply and distribution strategy should be useful when applying to Siemens risk management program. And moving on to the fourth practices, a business firm that adapt to changes in business landscape it operates in, is more likely to succeed in the competitive market environment. The product diversification is an expansion of product lines, which might increase the customer demographic and have more products on the store shelf, which is more beneficial to Siemens as it can serve to increase Siemens' presence locally, while international diversification is about how Siemens should invest and expand in more than one country, which can be established as supply depot, manufacturing facility, subsidiary, or acquiring profitable businesses. And the fifth practices mention how important employee engagement in a globalized firm like Siemens, and employees' English proficiency is necessary when English is one of the most widely used medium language in business world. By providing English proficiency training to employees, Siemens would gain employees that can communicate in English, who are more appreciative of the company, which might be able to increase Siemens' performance with their newly acquired English skill, which are useful to both international and internal and external communication, thus decreasing resistance to globalization from employees, which might occur because of Siemens' acquisition of the local firm. And the sixth practices is about corporate cultural responsibility, corporate assimilation of the local firm, local culture, and focus solely on increasing corporate performance can affect the morale of the employees and upset local, which might lead to decrease in corporate performance instead. If Siemens contribute to preservation and development of the local culture into the branch culture itself, it might show positive results on the branch performance. And moving on to the last business practices, it is about how important corporate social responsibility is to the firm and the public. CSR is connected to the public's opinion of the firm. The communication between both sides can be achieved by various means, including press release, newsletter, social network, company's website. However, those are just means to communicate with the public, which cannot help solve anything. The company itself has to take action to show the public that they are responsible for their action, and use the means of communication to show the public that the company is responsible, transparent, or just showing that the firm is doing good deeds.
Hi, my name is Monshana Sitara, and I'm here to talk about the recommendations and conclusions for Siemens performance related to globalization. The first point is use of information technology. What we mean by use of technology is use a well-developed ERP system to expand the business network, and also indirectly it will lead for high productivity, enhance the knowledge of the workers and the performance of the business. The second point is use of productive technique, data collection, instruments to get the feedback from the clients. What are the instruments we can use? The instruments can be questionnaires, feedback forms from the clients, and maybe focus group discussion. So in that way, we know what our client thinks. The third point is outsource the activities which can't be operated within the office premises. As you all know, such as ICT, research and development, and administration can take a huge chunk of out of your building when it comes for the operations and the money. So by outsourcing all these things, maybe can save a lot of money for the organization and maybe save a lot of time and the space within the organization. The fourth point is maintain a healthy relationship with the customers and target for the upcoming products. What we mean by this is, if we maintain a good relationship with our customers, we know what our customers think day to day, because the technology and the trend and the preference of the customers change day to day. And with the development in the technology, if we are not getting contact with our customers regularly, we don't know what our customers think and what our customers preference. So it is very much important to maintain a healthy relationship with the customers. The next point is use of spot exchange rates in order to avoid the price variation. Because you know, as per the 2006 research article from McPherson, it says use of spot exchange can save a lot of money for a company when it comes to globalization, because the price can be vary in different time to time, maybe different day to day or week to week. So use of spot exchange rate will be a very good thing for when it comes to globalization. The next point is sign of favorable trade policies between organization and well-developed countries, because you know, this should working with the well-developed countries should give you enough boost for the latest technology, maybe give access to the things we don't use normally in the when it comes to countries, because from countries to countries the technology can be very much different. Use of effective strategy to benefit from suppliers via greater discount. What we mean by this is using strategies which can advantage ourselves when it comes with our suppliers. So in this way we can save money for the organization, which can be outflow without a reason. The next point is adapt to work specialization, where the employees all around the world can specialize in preferable stream where they are comfortable. So in this way, all around the world, the employees can choose a stream they like, and they may be able to perform well in their preferable stream. When we move to the conclusion part, the first thing we noticed was, even though the Siemens have the final aim of increase the production of the company, they are facing a large recession because as per the main contextual factors. The two factors can be production and the market, because right now they are having an adverse effect on the Siemens company. So our conclusion, the second conclusion was continue of alternative business practices as well as the recommended actions will lead to enhance the performance of the business and can be gain a competitive advantage among the competitors. The last point is always remember to go ahead with the customer's preference. Because when it comes to the final buy decision, it always depends on the customer. It always depends on your clients. So if your client doesn't prefer your product, it will always going to end in a negative effect on the company. So it is always important to go with your preference of the customers. Thank you very much.